How's everybody feeling? Good. Woo woo. So I'm having some handouts go around, and if you can kind of share them with the people next to you, because I don't think we have enough for everyone. And this is a brand new mic, so bear with me if I am playing with it a little bit to get used to it. So today I want to talk about embodying your sovereignty. Does anyone in here resonate with the word sovereignty? Does anyone not really know what it is? Okay. So your sovereignty is about your divine power. It's about sourcing your power from unconditional love versus where we source it on earth in ego-based ways. Fear, right? We don't want to be operating out of fear. We don't want to be operating out of anger. So I was actually having this really great conversation with my brother last night because, you know, everything happens for a reason. And I plan all these things I'm going to say, and then every time something miraculous happens where it shifts some of the things I'll share. And he called me last night, and I was almost asleep. And I was doing deep meditation and coding and receiving energy to share with you here today. And he was talking about like how, and he's 29, and he was talking about how he feels stuck and he's angry in that energy, right? And he's like, I have to use my anger to push me forward. And I was like, and that's where you're wrong, little brother. You don't use the anger to push you forward. You use loving yourself to push you forward, and we dissolve the anger and we get it out of the body. And so embodying your sovereignty, and this is really interesting, there are a lot of men here today, and I love that because the men are really showing up strongly now in the world. And we are at this time, you know, we just had the full moon. We're moving into a year of completion, and we're at this time where our divine truth and transparency is all that can exist. You're even watching in the political systems now people saying they're lying, right? People are showing up and they can't hide that truth anymore. You have to speak your truth. You have to be in your truth and your transparency. And men are really showing up right now and hungry to express and connect with their own vulnerability because that anger doesn't work anymore, right? The only power that really is going to work and fuel you, the only fuel you can put in your gas tank is that unconditional love of yourself and being in that balance within yourself with your masculine and feminine energy in all human beings. And that's what embodying sovereignty is about. So there are 3 key elements to being in your sovereignty. And the first one is honesty. This is the one that's not so fun because we have to tell the truth to ourselves. We have to speak out loud what we're choosing that's not working for us and what kind of relationships or people we may be around that's not working for us. And this is really taking accountability for what we have done or not done in our own lives or we've witnessed in others. Whether it's a collective, right, political system, right, showing up in the world, any kind of separation or judgment or pain or suffering. And it's about saying, okay, you know, I'm going to be honest, this is where I've turned the other way. This is where I haven't shown up. This is where I haven't loved myself. This is where I have lived in fear and doubt and hidden my house instead of shining my light in the world. And it's time to get really honest with yourself, people. Really honest with yourself. And to share that message with everyone that you meet, because the honesty is what's going to allow you to set yourself free. If you can't tell the truth and speak the truth to yourself, you're not going to be able to heal it. And people run from that step because it hurts. Because it hurts, because you fall apart in pain. And I'm here to tell you to fall apart in the pain because it's the only way you're going to heal and rise. And so that is really the step 1 to this sovereignty alchemy process. And alchemy is about it's a recipe that you create to transform how you're existing to how you want to be, to who you want to become, okay? And so honesty, accountability. And in that step also, you're really going to get deep, deep into forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving all others, because that is the only way that we can heal. You must forgive yourself. Acceptance is number 2. You have to accept what is and what is not. And this is also kind of a deeper layer to that honesty because this is the really sucky part. That's where you sit down and you say, I accept this about myself. I accept it, and you say it out loud. I accept that I am hiding in fear. I accept that I haven't shared my gifts. I accept that this relationship failed. I accept that my friend is dead. I accept these things, and you sit with that acceptance, and you allow that healing to happen, and you see the angels surround you, and you know you're not alone, and you sit with it, and you let the fire burn and dissolve out of you. There is no other way out of this. You have to sit in that acceptance piece. And the third one is commitment. You must align with your sovereignty by denying all distractions. Deny all distractions. This is something I want you to carry into your every hour, moment life. Deny all distractions. I deny all distractions that take me out of alignment with my divine truth and sovereignty, and so it is. Because anything that takes you out of your true commitments to loving yourself and loving the world, it's a no. And it's about getting a list of what you're available for and what you're not available for. And this is sovereignty, and this is boundaries. And any person, place, or thing that takes you out of that alignment is a no. It is a no. It doesn't mean you're not sending love. It means it's a no if it takes you out. And it's just like if you want to, get these awesome muscles and you got to go to the gym, 5 days a week, not 2 out of the month or 2 out of the year. You have to be consistent in your commitments, which means you have to deny the distractions, right? You can't eat pizza 7 days a week and think that you're going to, trim down or get these strong muscles, right? So we have to really deny anything that's distracting us from our truth. And so using those simple analogies to remind yourself, because I could sit up here, I could talk to you for 3 weeks straight, and I could share all sorts of inspiration and talk about angels and masters and do all sorts of things, but if you don't strategically implement your spiritual practice into your day-to-day life, into every breath that you take, you're not going to get into alignment. So going and filling your well is great, but what are you doing every day about it, right? How are you showing up for yourself every day? Because I'm not the answer. The only answer that you have to solve all your problems is the light that lives within you. And your duty on this planet is to commit to loving yourself so much and then sharing that light with other people. That is what we're all here to do. We're all here to help the world heal with our own essence, our own vibration, our own way of doing things. What you create and manifest will only work when you align with your energy and become available for that. So what it looks like energetically is, so you say, okay, I'm committed. I'm aligning my energy. I'm going to have amazing thoughts all day. And I'm going to do this thing, right? And I'm not going to get afraid and all of these things, right? But what happens is it shows up, and it's speaking in your ear, and it's saying, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, wait, you're not worthy. Oh, wait, you don't look like this. You don't act like this. You don't walk like this, right? Then you can't do that. Somebody else is doing it. I can't do it, right? That's a big one in stepping in your purpose. And you have to immediately take that thought and tell it no. Deny the distraction. It's a distraction. It's a distraction from your divine truth. And you have to sit down and you have to map out how you're going to release that and not welcome it back ever again. We have been doing this kind of work for about 10 years on the planet, pretty hardcore. This is a time where it's no longer allowed to exist. This is a time of sovereignty. We are stepping into this year of completion. The ascension has happened. We are in New Earth. We are delivered. What are you going to do with it? And you see this happening, in the world because our governments, everything's falling apart, but that's a good thing because here we are to stand in our truth and our power and to do what's right and to embrace this new world. Deny all those distractions. You have to manifest and create the world that you want to live in. You have to stop working in resistance. And whenever you have these, you tell the universe, yes, today's Monday, and I'm going to have a great day and week, and I'm saying yes to me in the universe. Woo! I'm out the door. And then stuff starts trickling in, right? All that does is block you from where you want to be. It's like you're running in place, and sometimes this way. You got to run forward the whole time and not look back. Doesn't mean the past didn't happen. It's honesty, acceptance, and rising in your sovereignty. All of those thoughts are little arrows of resistance that hold you back from what you want. You want a better job, you want to be in your purpose, you want to make more money. Who in here wants to make more money next year? Nobody? There are people who don't want to make more money? Okay, great. I want to make as much money as possible because I want to give a lot of it away. That's just how I feel. So you want to make more money, you want to be better, right? Because the soul's journey is that it's always evolving and it's always ascending. So you always want to be a better version of yourself, no matter what. You always want to become a better version of yourself. That is what we do as humans, right? We want to educate ourselves. We want to learn. We want to give. We want to receive. So all of this is happening all the time, and every time you do something that distracts you, you're working in resistance and literally holding yourself back. So this is, yes, law of attraction, basic kind of thought process. But what I'm inviting you to do is to not participate in it anymore. Because if you're so powerful that you chose this life, you chose this body you're in, you chose this entire existence, and you chose to come to this planet. You're that powerful. You're as powerful as an archangel, ascended master. Many of you are archangels and ascended masters on this planet. Do what you came to do. Don't play small anymore. You may hear that a lot on social media, especially. It's definitely in my world. Stop playing small. And what that means is that you're this lighthouse, and if you don't shine it, you're doing an injustice to me, to everyone in this room and everyone in the world. So align and commit. Commit to your power that you chose to share in this life. So I'm going to do a little bit of an exercise with you this morning. And some of you have the handouts, and I'll speak the sentences so you know what we're doing. But I want to help you do a little bit of soul reflection from this year. Who in this room had a really tough year? Raise your hands higher so I can see, like, okay, who did not have a tough year? Okay, it's like not very many people. I had an extremely tough year, like really hard, tough year. And people look at me and they're like, oh, but Jessica, you're a spiritual teacher and you're a healer and you're a speaker and you're all these things. That doesn't mean I'm free of human experiences. That doesn't mean that I don't go through challenges on this planet. I am not any different than any of you or anyone else in the world. I have my own stuff that I move through. And this year, though, with your challenges, I want to ask you this too. Did it feel different than the other years, like in that you moved through it in more grace than you had before? Raise your hand if that's true. We've ascended. Things are still can be difficult, but they are a different experience. We're in a different energy to be able to process that information when it happens. And what it's done this year is catalyst us into really what it appears from spirit is that we're living in this 12th dimensional experience if you're awakened. If you're awakened. You're awakened if you're in this room. And when you're awakened and you're in this space, you're able to navigate in this world in this holographic way. Does that make sense for everybody? If it doesn't make sense, raise your hand. I'll go into more depth. Okay. So we're navigating in a different way because we're more attuned and we're open to more of our own gifts. Everyone is a medium. Everyone is intuitive. Everyone has any gift that you want. We all come from the same place. It's about what you want to tap into, to how you want to receive the information so that you can navigate. It's just like if you had a fancy car and that's your energy body and it had all the little buttons and tools for all the things and the ways that you want to get places. Think about it that way. You're in kind of your own George Jetson. If you guys, there might be some really young people that don't know the Jetsons in here, but who doesn't know the Jetsons? Okay, good, I'm safe. So you have your own kind of George Jetson car, right? And it's your energy body and you're driving around in it. So what tool do you feel like you need to be able to stay in your sovereignty? And your sovereignty is being that direct divine connection to your higher self at all times, because you're part of that source, that God consciousness, and being and navigating it here in that space. So I'm going to take you through some soul reflections, like I said, for this year, because it's going to be important for how we set intentions in a moment to move into next year. And then I'm going to take you through a guided healing with the angels and masters. And they were showing up last night who wants to come in for you and help you heal and really seal the past and then embrace the future. Does that sound good for everyone? Okay. So I'm going to ask a couple of you. I want you all to hold it, and I'll have a couple of you raise your hands and share. What are you letting go of? I want you to really take a picture of that. What are you letting go of? What is the root? And I want you to think about the root of what's caused you the most pain in your life. Because we're all here because we've experienced some kind of pain. I don't care how enlightened you are, you experience pain. Pain is your professor. So what have you learned that you want to no longer invite that pain in for? And really think about that and hold that, because we're gonna release it in the healing. And here is what I want a few of you to share. At the end of your life, what will you remember this year in gratitude for? Especially if you had a tough year. It's an interesting question. Who would like to share? I'll call on you. Yes. Oh, thank you. That's a big one. That's the hardest, in my opinion, that is the hardest emotion to completely shed. And the densest. And so amen to you that you were able to let that go. How about you? Self-worth. Moving into your righteousness and your sovereignty. I love that. Thank you. Yes.
I don't know if I totally worked through it, but letting go of guilt.
Big one. Yes.
Letting go of judgment.
Yes. We could all go on a judgment detox, you know. That's my opinion. I'm always like, well, I'm not judging, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm judging. You know, like judgment is so embedded in our humanity, or your human experience here, and it's definitely something that I talk about a lot and focus on a lot. Someone else? Yes.
Renewing a lost relationship.
Say that again. Oh, nice. So you're grateful for renewing a lost relationship. Oh, I love that. Love it. Anyone else? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And I want you to take a look at this question. It says, how have you stood in your truth and owned your power? How have you stood in your truth and owned your power?
I've learned how to say no.
Woo! That's a big one. Good job. Anyone else? We have up here. You need 2 turntables and a microphone.
Declaring myself a healer.
Thank you. That's so good.
I know I have to do it on the mic.
You have to do it on the mic. The world can't have enough healers in it right now. I just want to talk about that for a second, too. This is great that you said this, because healer is an essence, an archetype that we choose to embody. And all human beings, to me, are a healer when you choose to tap into that energy and express it. Jesus said, and I believe this, and I speak it all the time, and I have an Ascended Healers Academy, so I help healers become the best healers they are. And I love this. It says, I am the light, I am the love, I am the way. It's one of my favorite mantras. I am the light, I am the love, I am the way. We are not separate than Jesus, right? Jesus said, in my presence you are healed. Actually, people said that about Jesus. In my presence you are healed. That is the same for every single person. Every single person. If you choose to allow yourself to embody your healer archetype, you are a healer. I also want to say, because we're talking about sovereignty, one of my pet peeves is when people go, well, I'm not the healer, I'm the channel for the healing. I call total BS on that, because you're fully participating in that healing, because you are part of the God consciousness, and so is the person that you're offering the healing to, whether it's a family member, your pet, or the neighbor or your client. You are participating, and you are choosing to embody your sovereignty and show up as the healer in that moment. So you own it. I am a healer. That doesn't mean that you're playing. It's bigger than you. It's not about you. That statement isn't even about you. That is about saying that I have chosen to be on this planet and share the light and the love of Source, of God. I am part of that. And the more that we break those old paradigm beliefs and rules that limit us, was we're not operating ego. Sovereignty is based in unconditional love, and you say, I am a healer. Thank God that you say that you're a healer, because you need to own that, because then other people feel safe to do it too. They're not going to hide anymore. So thank you. It's so powerful. Anyone else? How you stood in your truth. How about you? How did you stand in your truth?
I left a negative job.
Amen. Thank you. So you walked away. Good. So now we're going to go into some more fun stuff, and I want you to think about what your intention is for next year. And this is not like necessarily goal setting, but it's based on how you want to feel and how you're going to embody your divine power next year. So I want you to think about how you want to feel, and then I'll have like maybe a couple people share that. So my words for next year, how I want to feel, is in wealthy sovereignty, aligned in grace. Those are my words. So if that helps you find words, it could be as simple as joy. I want to feel joy. I want to feel peace. I want to feel empowered. It's Debbie's word. Does anybody want to share how you want to feel next year? How about you here? How do you want to feel next year?
I want to feel acceptance. Situations that have been difficult to deal with.
I love it. How do you want to feel emotionally?
I just want to feel like at peace.
Peace. Thank you. Yes.
I had to add extra words, though I couldn't do it in 5. But I
Good.
just put happy, healthy, loving, joyful, fun, and centered.
I love that. I love fun. Fun is sexy. Fun is about being in your sovereignty. And you have this beautiful community to come and be a part of. There's a lot of fun things they do here, the drumming and everything they're talking about. You have a source here to have a lot of fun and be in your power. So you have this place, and taking that back into the world and spreading that joy. How about over here? How do you want to feel?
I want to feel empowered to step into the role that
I love that.
I'm going towards.
I better get an email invitation for a drumming circle that you're leading. Awesome. And then what are you manifesting next year? Does anybody want to share what they're manifesting? In your life, your business, doesn't matter. What are you manifesting for next year?
A trip to England.
Nice.
To hang out at the crop circles and visit Stonehenge.
Nice. I'll have to connect you to some of my friends there. I have a friend that lives where they collected the Stonehenge rocks. So yeah. So if you're going, I definitely connect you with her. She's like, oh, you can see it out my back door. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm coming to your house. Anyone else? What you're manifesting for next year? How about you? What are you manifesting?
More commitment to meditation,
Yep. And why is that? Tell me why that is for you.
because I've been doing it for years, but I got off the path in the last year. I need to get back on.
How has it affected your life being out of your meditation practice for a year?
Oh, I'm getting frustrated more easily.
So everybody, big lesson, keep meditating, staying connected to your source. I love that. Thank you. And how will you embody your divine power next year? How will you to embody? How about you? You tell me how you're going to embody your power next year. How are you going to show up for yourself? Look at this bandana man. Let's hear from the men.
Wear more bandanas. Just kidding.
I love it.
Just by slowing down more than I already have in life. That way, the good stuff kind of speeds up, I think.
Amen to that. Yes, it does. In stillness, it all happens. Actually, I pulled a card for you, and it says, when I lean on certainty and faith, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about how I see the world. When you're in certainty, you're in stillness. And you know that everything is happening for you and that God is delivering it for you. Source is making it happen for you. You're in co-creation with the universe. You want a new set point, and that's something I'm going to help you do in the healing. You want a new set point because you don't want to operate here anymore. You want to come way up here and start operating at a higher set point, which is exactly what happens in stillness. How about back here, this gentleman in the black vest, black jacket?
What's the question?
How are you going to show up for yourself next year? How are you going to be in your divine power?
I'm going to let my light shine at work.
Say that again?
I'm going to let my light shine at work, be myself at work.
I love that. How is your work environment? Tell me about your work environment.
It's kind of cold and corporate.
Yeah, so let's talk about who in here works in corporate? Or in an environment at work that they don't care for? Okay, not that many, that's good. Okay, so I deal with this a lot with my clients because a lot of people are transitioning even from an environment they don't want to work in to one they want to work in. And it's less about just quitting the job, right, and shifting your energy because we still need corporations. And so it's like, how can we show up and be that lighthouse in that space? It also requires a conversation. There's an initiation that happens because it's shifting the perspective for the other people and starting to have the conversations that maybe this is sovereignty right here, that we were afraid to have before. And now it's kind of like, well, who cares? Let's just have the conversation at the water cooler because everybody wants to have the conversation, so we might as well talk about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it the place that I want to work instead of having to go outside and look for something else.
And I love you for this because this is what leadership is. This is what sovereignty is. This is what being aligned with your energy and balanced with your masculine and feminine energy within you. So thank you and hats off to you for showing up and doing that work. That's huge.
Thank you.
And so I'm asking you guys lots of questions. You're like, oh my gosh, it's Sunday. She asked me so many questions. But I'm doing this on purpose because I want you to strategically think about and process this information to bring it into the day-to-day real world, right? Not just like, okay, well, that was a great talk over lunch. Like, what can I actually do? Because I like to catalyst people to make change in their lives and change in the world because I believe that we're here to make those changes and heal the world. So doing things with what you're receiving is important. So your reality is what you're going to perceive, right? So you identify with your personal sovereignty. For the light you seek is your own. Your reality is what you perceive. Identify with your personal sovereignty, for the light you seek is your own. We've been programmed and coded to hide our light. We have been shown that being in personal power is something to fear when in fact it's what sets you free. So I want to ask you this last question, then we'll go into the healing. What are the old identities that you will commit to releasing today? What will you choose to walk away from? I want you to no longer identify. And your homework is to go and make a list of what you're available for and what you're no longer available for. And you want to identify with what you're available for. And so I was at a dinner with an old friend this past week, and they were just being kind of mouthy. And I just looked at them and I said, I'm not available for that. And they're drinking, and it didn't shift, right? Because they're drinking and their energy didn't shift. I literally walked out of the restaurant. I was like, I send you love and light, I'm out. Okay, so there's an example. I said, I'm not available for that. Please change the subject. They didn't do that. They didn't honor my request. 10 years ago, I would have sat there and listened to that. No. I don't want anyone to do anything that you don't want to do anymore. I mean, you know, we have to pray and meditate and work out, those things, but I want you to be in your sovereignty. What are you available for? What are you no longer available for? Because what you identify with is what you're going to get times 10. So you want to change if you don't like what you're getting, you need to shift your identity. If you love what you're getting, awesome. Stay with your identity. So we'll play some music now, and I will have everyone close your eyes. And I want you to take a few deep breaths. And I want you to move that breath down into the base of your belly. Breathing in for a count of 3, breathing out for a count of 3. I want you to let go of any stress, any worries, any anxieties, and give them to the angels. We are surrounded by benevolent beings of love and light, all of the archangels and all of the ascended masters. And Archangel Zadkiel is coming forward, and he is placing his hands on your heart, on your chest. And Archangel Michael places his hands on your shoulders. Archangel Michael is here to offer you his essence of strength. And Archangel Zadkiel is here to help you release old emotions. So give any emotions that you wish to let go of, any old identities, whatever no longer serves you. Distrust of yourself or others, judgments, fears, and allow Archangel Zadkiel to take that away for you in this moment. Staying with your breath. Knowing that you're safe in your healing here, completely supported and loved and honored. And Archangel Michael clearing everything with Zadkiel for you, dissolving all of these old identities and imprints out of your cellular body, completely cleansing you, every particle of your energy. Archangel Haniel bringing in a purification flame of light into your energy and physical body, purifying you on all levels, all dimensions, since you were born into creation. Breathe in this essence of this blue healing light, a gift from the beloved Archangel Haniel. And now Goddess and Ascended Master Isis comes forward along with Kuan Yin for compassion. Isis is of divine power, the magical alchemy of your power. Kuan Yin and Lakshmi. Lakshmi is for your prosperity. And they hold hands, the three of them, and they stand around you. And they are gifting their essences to you so that it will merge with your own energy, supporting you to rise in your sovereignty. And they are taking the flower of life and placing it in every cell in your body. It's duplicating. And this flower of life is pulsating in every cell in your body. And this is an alchemy healing, ascended healing, moving you from old carbon energy to your crystalline energy. Just breathing in this golden illuminated flower of life, feeling yourself heal and expand in your light. And with Isis, she's asking you to run towards what serves you and your purpose, to fully receive your higher self now, embodying your sovereignty. And that when fears arise, run straight through them into the arms of the universe and all of these masters and angels, for they're always around you, holding you. Surrender any pain and suffering anytime it shows up immediately so that you continue your rise in sovereignty. Warriors do not go to war and sidetrack to turn around and run back. They run forward, not sacrificing, but living and serving in their purpose. And you're invited to do that. Working from your higher self, not from your old scars of survival or programming from the old paradigm, but that your identity now is of sovereignty. The divine power that lives within you opens the door to all you desire. And now Archangel Ariel is coming forward with Archangel Sandalphon, and Moses is an ascended master of faith and trusting yourself. And they're helping you ground your sovereignty now through your body and down into the Mother Earth's heart chakra in the center of the earth. Feel your energy expanding all the way from the highest space of source, the center of unconditional love, all the way through your body and connecting to Mother Earth's heart chakra. And then you see this energy moving out through the earth into the soil, connecting with the roots and the trees. The trees communicate with each other, sharing your love through all of nature and sending that energy and love out to all beings, all animals, all humans. And then see your energy expand all the way around this beautiful earth and into the cosmos, and see your own constellation of energy and how it connects to all others.
Falling deeper into you, singing,
You are part of everything.
of God. I am the grace of God.
You are deeply honored and loved and held. You are safe in your sovereignty. You are safe being seen. And And you're sealing the door to the past as you continue your rising into this beautiful new year. And all of heaven blesses you with every desire that you have. And you are receiving all of these blessings by staying in your sovereignty. And any time a distraction shows up, committing to your true availability and asking Ganesh to remove any blocks.
So strong and you're so wide.
He'll be with you all year.
Find myself longing to falling deeper in.
And we thank all of the angels and all of the masters for being present here today with you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back here with me.
Singing, I am the grace of God.
How's everybody feel? Did you feel the love of the angels with you? They are powerful. And the more that we rise in our sovereignty, the more and more connected we are to them. And it's a beautiful experience. There is no veil. There is no veil. So I have about 5 minutes before your closing circle. Is there any questions or feelings or thoughts that you would like to share with me so I may show up for you? Does anybody want to share what they saw or their experience? Everybody experiences it a little different. Yeah. Thank goodness for your sharing today. You get the sharing badge stars, 5 gold stars.
Well, I thought it was interesting when you said, let the music play, that there was music with words, and then you were guiding us through a meditation. So I felt like I was getting it on 2 levels. I was listening to the words of the song and listening to what you were saying too. At first I was a little annoyed, but then I'm like, I'll just go with the flow, see what's going on here. And once I let go, I was like, wow. As you were leading us through that last one, and I could hear him saying, I am the grace of God. And so it was like reinforcing what you were guiding us through on a different level.
Igniting all the senses.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool.
Thank you. I love this share because sometimes it is annoying. It's not comfortable to go through these processes, whatever, your meditation, whatever it is, but it's rolling with it, being honest, accepting, surrendering, committing. And that's exactly what she just did and shared with you, was the whole process of this talk today. Yes?
And especially in the middle of it, I just felt this overwhelming sense of gratitude to the angels. And that was just really sweet. I started crying too, just in that kind of humble gratitude, but it was also an incredible reminder to me, even though I know I'm not alone and they're with me. On a deeper level, I could feel just that reminder for me and for all of us that asking for help, which isn't always easy, but they're always there. So, and I also wanted to say thank you to you.
Oh,
that was a beautiful meditation.
Thank you. It's my honor. I want to say, yes, go ahead. You're next, but I want to say something to that because I just want everyone in here to know you have permission to be in your power, number one. Sometimes we feel like we need permission. You don't, but you have this permission. And I will also say, a lot of us sitting in this room, we may know a lot of things, right? Like I know all sorts of things. I still go to a healer 2 or 3 times a month. I go to my healer. I have coaches. I have mentors. Why? Because I'm always evolving my soul and ascending my energy, and I need people to hold me accountable. I need people to catch my blind spots. I don't see everything, right? I don't see everything not for me. And I hold massive amounts of space. I work with hundreds and hundreds of beautiful clients doing really big things in the world. I gotta have people that have my back and that give me permission and a safe, sacred space to let go, surrender, and heal. So leaning in is staying in your power. It's the best way to stay in your power. We are not created to do this alone. We need our sisters, our brothers, our friends, our mentors, our teachers.
I just want to share, like, the thought when you were talking about, like, cleansing out and taking out the bad things. Like, I believe in the universe and how black matter exists, but we can't. Nobody really knows what it is, but we know it's there. I feel like part of that comes with the theory of black matter exists within us, and it can grow, and we can't see it, and we can't feel it. But when you had mentioned the part about them healing and taking away, I feel like this giant fishing net just goes through my body and pulls out all these black little particles that I haven't seen before, and it lifts it up and takes it away.
Yes, I love that. You should follow me online because I've got lots of free meditations like this that you will love. And that's exactly what they're doing. So everything's energy, right? It's all moving all the time, and energy gets stuck. We can't just sweep it over to the one side of the room. It's going to pile up, like your house is going to get dirty, right? So it's a real simple concept, but it's something we tend to ignore as humans, like our energy. And so you can do like a really simple meditation every day, and you want to work with the cellular body because that's where the matter will get stuck and grow. That's how we get cancer, right? So you want to see that dissolving, or the net, however you see it, coming in and pulling that dense energy. And you can call it darkness, you can call it shadows, you can call it black matter, you can call it whatever you want. It's just moving that carbon, that dense energy out of you. And this is how science and spirit are not separate, right? It's all the same thing. It's the alchemy process, and you owning that and showing up and saying, and you can literally do it in the bathroom stall for like 1 minute, you know what I mean? And make a massive difference in your day. Or say you're in like your workspace and people are crabby, just take a little break, do that, and just surrender it. And if I'm in a hurry, I'm just like, I let go, I let God. I mean, whatever you gotta do. But I visualize in that, I visualize my cells being cleansed and attuned to that golden illuminated light. And the flower of life is great because it connects us to all. So, are we at time? Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. It was lovely to be with you today, and I'm sending you so much love. I want everyone to share their power word. Kind of quickly, don't think about it. It can be love, peace, joy, whatever that is for you. Compassion, joy, empowered, gratitude. Say it loud. Divinity. And I want everyone to repeat this mantra with me. I am the light, I am the love, I am the way. I am the light, I am the love, I am the way. I am the light, I am the love, I am the way. I am the light, I am the love, I am the way. I'm deeply grateful for all of you that are here today, and that you are choosing to embody and rise in your divine power, and to share that sovereignty with all other beings. I bow to you, and the angels and the masters all bow to you. Namaste. Oh, I forgot about the Peru.